Viral Solutions was started by myself and my partner Ron Sanders as a COVID-19 testing center and a solution for the crisis and access to testing in the Atlanta area. So what we aimed to do was to set up easy access, no out-of-pocket cost COVID-19 testing throughout the Atlanta area. Due to the exploding demand and need for COVID-19 testing in Atlanta, we've seen a significant growth in the number of tents that we've set up in Atlanta, and now we're running 8 sites. Surveillance testing involves sampling parts or all of the population to determine the prevalence of disease in the population. And we're in the Atlanta Public Schools, our goal is to do at least 50% of the population so that we can then pick out people who are not symptomatic with disease. So the purpose of surveillance testing is to find the individuals who are pre-symptomatic, so are a few days before they're going to develop symptoms of COVID, or who have COVID and don't have any symptoms at all, which we know occurs in about 20% of individuals. What makes COVID-19 so insidious is the fact that many individuals are asymptomatic, meaning they have no symptoms at all, no cough, no fever, no shortness of breath, and they can still spread it. And that's probably about 20% of people who have COVID-19. The challenge with it is that if you only rely on someone developing symptoms, you're going to miss a lot of people and you're going to have increased spread. So with surveillance testing, that is random testing, or even in this case routine regular testing of individuals who have no symptoms whatsoever to see if they are positive for COVID, which could be in the day before they become contagious or the day before they become symptomatic, or might be contagious at this time and didn't know it. And so by eliminating, we're already pulling out the sick people, but we also need to pull out the people who are not sick who have it. And that's the way that we're going to mitigate the spread. What it involves is an anterior and nasal swab. So we swab just the front part of the nose and we do both sides. We describe it to the kids as a tickle. They generally will either laugh or they may scrunch up their nose. We hadn't seen many tears, and the kids seem to be very into it. The staff enjoys it. The staff like having the reassurance that the kids in their class don't have COVID at this time and are not asymptomatic spreaders of COVID. And I think it's a great public health benefit for the schools. The test takes 10 minutes to run. In our process, we run them as soon as they're obtained. So we hand off the swab right after it comes out of the nose. We hand it over to a technician who then begins running the sample, and we have results within 10 minutes. If a student turns positive on the test, the student will be pulled from class by the school nurse and brought to the care room. Every school has a care room where students who become sick or students who have COVID or suspected COVID can remain in a safe place prior to family coming and picking them up from school. So the school nurse will come to class and discreetly bring the child over to the care room. Family will be notified to come and pick the child up from school. And then we recommend doing confirmatory testing via RT-PCR. Of course, Viral Solutions has tents that are available. You can go to your pediatrician, your primary care, and urgent care, wherever you get access to care, to go and get a confirmatory PCR test to ensure that the positive result is a true positive. With that being said, there are very few false positives on this test. Almost all the positives that we'll see will be actually positive when checked on a PCR.